Hey guys, I'm Peter aka Sunrunner, and in this video I wanna show you how to create a crafted map for Age of Empires 4 in the first part, and then I also want to show you how to make a map for the game mode called Crucible, which I created. So let's just dive into it. What you need is the Age of Empires 4 content editor. You can just download that from Steam for free. It's not, as in many other titles, inside the game, but it's a different program. And we want to create a new map. I've only done crafted maps, generated maps, mostly game modes, and I don't know what this is. But essentially, these two are map types. These are maps that will always look exactly the same, but you have the advantage of adding stuff like buildings, markers, honestly everything. You can create a whole scenario where everything's already placed in the beginning of the game, whereas these here are generated maps. They have the advantage that they're basically not, they're created very differently. These, you have the classic map you see, and you can put stuff on there like, I don't know, houses, keeps and stuff, and you can move everything around and you can actually see what you're doing, whereas this generated maps are generated by code, so it's rather scripting, but they look different every time, which is the big advantage. So it does, the replayability, if this is a word, is much higher because you can play in different biomes, for example, and different map sizes. The player spawns can vary, and the resource distributions, so where the gold mines spawn, is different every game, which is a lot cooler for the long run. But you cannot create any markers, you cannot place any buildings on the map, but we're not going to do that today, because a lot of stuff, for one it's a bit harder because you need coding, and for the other part is for the game mode called Crucible, we can use a lot of markers, scar markers are these called, to determine the position of the wander and the keeps and stuff, which is why we need this today. Tuning packs is to modify numbers of or abilities of units and buildings, so you can make them cheaper, give them more hit points, more attack, other stuff like this, just twisting some numbers. And the game mode is where you can create a whole new win condition thing, what happens in the game. But let's make a crafted map. Let's call it Wild Lands, because we want to have a bit of everything. We want to do some mountains, some ocean, some river, some lake maybe. Yeah, just so I can show you more stuff. And don't ask me, I mean, I guess this is just internal for your files. This is what's going to be shown in the game later on, but you can change this one. Then you have 4 options on how you want to start your map. You can start from scratch, where there's essentially nothing on the map. It's really gonna, not even grass, it's gonna be nothing. I don't think that this is a good option either way. I mean, unless you want to be really specific and detailed about what you want to do. This is very specific. I think it's good if you want to learn how to do a bit of coding and scenario, because there's a bit of coding in there. It's a little mission. But if you really want to make your own map, this is also not for you. But you can use it to just see how the devs are going about it. And yeah, this is what we are going to do. We're going to use the terrain layout tool. Although it's intermediate, I think it's really beginner friendly actually. Same as this one. This is tagged as beginner. Here you start with a map like generated map, like for example Dry Arabia. But we want to make a whole new layout. So this is essentially the map, which is consisting of only grass at the moment. the biome is going to be generated later, so we can really see how it looks like only later. Let's make a temperate fall. I like this one a lot. And the trees look very pretty. The player size is unlike for generated maps, where the player size is fixed once you have a size. I mean fixed in the sense that on a small map you cannot play with 8 players, but you can play on a large map with 2 players. But here you can play on every size with every amount of players that you set. So on micro we could essentially place, we could place all of the players here. And we could play with 8 players on a very small map, which is also, I think, an advantage of crafted maps. But let's do, for the sake of it, we want to have kind of a reasonable map size. Let's just go with large, honestly. So now 1 square is much larger than the square is here. Like now, let's say the square is here 50 meters, and now the square would be, I don't know, 100 meters. But if you want to be more specific, more precise, let's do that actually. We can go with 17. We could add terrain. This is grass. This is cliffs. This is hills, gently rolling. Okay, I mean you kind of have to guess a bit what this means, and you have to try out a bit. But what you're doing here is you're making essentially a generated map just for the beginning. So you're gonna let the map generate once in the start. And these are you also use these in the code here. For example, TT-CMP plateau low. This is also how a generated map is created. So we do this once in the start now, and then we can add our stuff. Let's just start with the rivers. Let's go with yeah, it's a bit sad. You cannot. There's no picture, where you can see how it looks like. You really have to try it out. Let's just go with White River, I guess. Some rivers are really small. I like them rather. Let's go with a White River, whatever this is. Let's try it out. You have to. It's a lot of try and error. Okay, so with rivers, it's important that they always start at the edge of the map and end at the edge of the map. So, for example, as you see, this is red, so it's not valid. So what you can do is you do it like this. And then it's black, and then it's valid. Okay, the zeros mean it's river number 0. And if I add another one, that's river number 1, and so on. Yeah, actually, let's make a bit of an asymmetrical map. We are planning to do this for Corp Crucible, so we're gonna place. I haven't thought about how I want to do the map yet. Honestly, let's just do really random stuff. Let's just do random stuff and see what happens. It's not gonna make a lot of sense, maybe. We're just gonna make a really random map. Okay, so we got the river, yeah, and then we can move the course of the river here. Let's make it really random, honestly. Okay, let's make it, yeah, just like that, whatever. Then you can do river crossings. These are these little forts where you can just go through the water. These wood bridges, which you can, I think, destroy if you attack them. And these are these stone bridges, I think, that you cannot destroy. Let's make one of each. Why not? The stone bridge in the middle. The fort, I don't know, here, and a little wood bridge here. Yeah, that's about it. So let's do a bit of everything, actually. So we just see everything. Okay, these are cliffs. Let's do them. I don't know. Here. I think these are just, so this will just be higher than this, or I don't know. You have to try it out yourself. These are just hills. It's just so this will be very flat right now, and if we add some hills, it's gonna look a bit more alive. We have here different size of hill. Then we have a plateau. This is actually cool because it's a bit elevated. Let's do this down here. Low plateau, yeah, let's do it next to it, like this. Small mountains. We could have small mountains here. And then we have more mountains. We could make a mountain ridge, I think it's called in English. Not an impasse. Okay, these are mountains that you can walk on. These are mountains that are actually a barrier. Let's make these one. Should we make them in the center? Not sure. Let's make these ones here. So you will not be able to cross here. Then we got swamp. I really don't know what this is. It's also a different kind of grass, I guess. Let's make some swamp here next to the river. Let's make some ocean up here next to the mountains. Why not? Some ocean. What was it? Deep, shallow, lake. We don't have a lake yet. Okay, let's do a lake as well. And what do we have here? Lake deep. Deep lake in the center. And ocean shore. Okay, and then we're gonna do the shore like this. Okay, ocean shore, ocean deep. I have no idea what it's gonna look like, but okay, that's it. I think we've essentially used every basic. I mean, with generated maps, there are a lot more terrain types you can use. These 20 are, I think, the most basic one, but I haven't, in the crafted maps I've made only 2 or 3 crafted maps, and I haven't even used every terrain type. But as you can see, I mean, you can basically do everything you want. You have mountains, you have rivers, you have lakes, you have and a lot of plateaus, hills. You know, if you don't use this terrain tool, but start from scratch, you can of course do everything. But for 99% of purposes, this should be sufficient. And the big advantage of doing it like this is also that resources will be put on the map already. So the basic gold mines, stone mines, and everything else, you don't have to do everything yourself. Yeah, let's make another lake for the players so they have some fish. Lake. Lake deep. Let's just trim like this. No, wait, lake. I'm not sure if the lake can be at the edge of the map. So oceans always have to start on the edge of the map, whereas lakes, I think lakes should be in the center of, so not at the edge of the map. Okay, so we removed some cliffs. Let's put the cliffs again here let's put them like this. Okay. Not sure if I have enough space for all the players, but okay, so essentially the idea is the wanderer is going to be here, and the keeps are going to be here, and this is where we put the players. So just like this. These are the starting positions where the town center and everything will spawn. Okay, we've decided on the biome. This is very important, not for the gameplay, but this is honestly your map. It's gonna look completely different if you choose like, I don't know, winter or something. Then it's gonna be a whole winter map, and this is gonna be a fall map now. Okay, we're gonna add a mod description next. You can always change that later on. We're gonna put this to English. Okay, it's the base language of the game. It's really not that important. If you are the only user of this mod and you never want to hand it to other people, then you might as well just pick your native language. But if you want to show parts of it to other people, I mean the base files, then you might want to do it in English. It's really not that important for crafted maps. So description, random stuff happening. We're going to change that later on. Wildlands.scenario, this is our main file. that we've created. And what we also want to work with a lot is render. Render shows you the map, as you might know it from other editors. There we go. So this is basically the map we've created, and we can see what we've done. We have this ocean part here. These were the hills I've created. These were the mountains we put there. This is the one lake at the player's side. This is the lake at the enemy side. These are the cliffs, I think. No, the plateaus. See, these are just stone areas, so we might want to change it now. Then we have the impassable mountains, so you cannot cross here. And we have the river with the fort, which you just can walk through, the stone bridge, and the wood bridge, which can be destroyed. Okie dokie, so we want to change this, and we also might want to change the shape of the river, of the lake. So how we do this is we go to scenario generators, random scenario. This is bringing us back to where we started, so yeah, you can always change this here. This is what we've done before, and what we are changing now is we're making this a bit smaller. Oh, sorry, like this. And let's make it hills, so maybe with the hills you can get up there. Not 100% sure. Let's try it out. It's generating the whole thing again. You want to make sure the general layout is fine before you actually start changing anything. Because once you can only do this in the very start. Once you start manually changing things, you cannot go back to this, because it would screw up your whole map again. Yeah, so basically, yeah, this looks a lot better. Now you can reach this plateau with the hills. Yeah, I guess. Are we happy with it? This looks a bit more natural. The ocean here. Yeah, solid. Solid enough for our purposes. I was just wondering, maybe I put the wonder somewhere else. Maybe I actually put it like here or something. But then I would have to change the player starting position, which I can do. You know what? Maybe we do it. Maybe just put the keeps here. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I've just changed my mind. So we go here in my Discord server, and I've got here make your own map. Here is kind of a short description on what markers to add to make the game mode called Crucible work. What we're gonna do first is set the position of the wonder and the 4 keeps, which are usually with the game mode, they're just the wonders in the center and the keeps are on the 4 sides. But we want to change that. So what we do now is we put a marker here, and oh, I forgot the name. Post Abbey. Yeah, it's called Abbey because in the original game mode it was an Abbey, not a wonder. And this doesn't matter, I think. It's just for the color. Let's just do player spawn. Here, perfect. And then we're gonna put 4 more markers here. What's called pause keep 1, and we're gonna name that enemy spawn. Now we're gonna Control C, Control V, and this is gonna be here. Copy again, this here, copy again, and the last one here in the back. Nice. Okay, where we can also see these markers is here. This, by the way, is essentially where we can see everything that's on the map, every tree, we can click on this tree and then we go and render, and this is this tree here. We can delete it, we can move it, we can do stuff to it. We have two folders here. These are all the things we've created ourselves, which is so far only the 5 markers, and this is everything that's being created automatically. By the way, we've told the game to create it. For example, these 3, the 2 bridges and the fort. This fort, I mean, is everything here, and it's divided into, you know, every little part. This is a small part of dirt. It's just there for visuals, but yeah, let's not dive too deep into this, but you can change all of this essentially. View properties. Properties is also what you're gonna need a lot, because here you can kind of change the properties of every item on your map. Perfect. Now we've got the 4 keeps. Hide log. This is, I think for markers it's not super important, but generally I would advise you to always hide log to the terrain, except for fish, as far as I know. Because if you don't hide log to the terrain, then the positions might be in the ground or above. No, mostly in the ground. Essentially what this does is it sets the, so this is the coordinates of point 3-dimensional. This is x, y, z. The x coordinate and z coordinate are 2D, so this is x, this is z, and y is the height. Okay, these gray flags that are everywhere on the map, these are new. Dynamic spawn marker. And I have no idea what the reason for them is. I'm just gonna remove all of them, because I really don't know what the purpose of them is. They have not been here when I first started doing it. Let's just remove all of it. Yeah, it looks a lot cleaner now. We're gonna take the starting positions up here. It doesn't matter, it's just the folder. But this is essentially a folder where of stuff that matters, and this is just resources and stuff. These are the 8 starting positions, and as I've changed my opinion about where the wonder and where the keeps are gonna be, we also gotta change the starting positions now, which are basically also just markers. So we've decided to make the 4 keeps down here and the wonder here. So let's make the players spawn in a semicircle here and the rest of the map essentially. So player 1 here. We're gonna do the resources later on. I mean, actually, let's try to make it so that they have some resources already. Player 1. We could add resources, but I don't wanna make it too long of a video. Player 2, where we have some resources. Here appears to be a good position, and so on. Okay, now that we've done that, let's add some basic resources for the players that have no resources yet. Okay, player 1 has kind of everything, right? Yeah. Player 2 also has a good amount of resources. Let's move this tree, by the way. Okay. Player 3 kind of has resources. Player 4 doesn't have resources. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are searching for a gold mine in the generated stuff. It's going to be, I think, balanced resources. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is stone. Yeah, let's start with stone. Why not? We click. This is just for visuals. That's why there's the eye, and this blue cube means this is the main resource. But we want to not only copy the resource, where is it by the way? Let me check, double click. Ah, there we go. It's this large stone outcropping here. But everything above it, so we press Shift and select this. This is one stone mine with everything around it, these little stones here. And yeah, just looks better, so we want to copy everything. We copy, and then we make a new group, stone mine 1, whatever, and we're gonna add everything in here. Nice. Now we have a second stone mine, and it's on top of it. We are moving this one right to, oh, where was the starting position? I think it's this green house. Yeah, this one marks the starting position. And as you can see, by the way, the stone is completely gone, which again means it's somewhere super low. We could also just, you know, pull a yellow arrow. I mean, you can pull the whole thing with the square, but you can also just change single dimensions, which doesn't make a lot of sense most of the time, because this height you always want it fixed to the ground really, and the other two you can just do with the area here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to lock it to the terrain. No, we're going to select everything because we want the other stuff too. Oh wait, we cannot. Okay, we have to do it separately. So first we're going to do, because it's not the same type, first we're going to lock this to the terrain, and then we're going to lock all of these to the terrain. There we go. It's not in the same place because I moved it earlier. Yeah. Yeah. And you notice, by the way, that the yellow arrow has gone, because the dimension is always fixed to the terrain. Are we happy with the position? Why not move it? Why not move it directly next to the mountain? That looks always a bit nicer, like part of a mountain. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, by the way, this align lock is important for it kind of locks it in the 2D dimension. It's important so that it's aligned to the grid. This is important for stone mines for Mongol players, so they can place their Uvu on it, and for Malian players, so they can place their pit mines on it. Okay. Now we just copy paste all of this a lot of times. Copy and paste into this, and we're going to name this stone mine 2. And essentially we're giving this to every player that doesn't have a stone mine yet. Gold mines, yeah, let's look for a good gold mine. We want to take a big one with 8,000 gold, just so there are more resources on the map. Where do we have a large gold vein? Are there any? Honestly, this small one. Small one. Come on, is there no large gold vein? I think there's not. Okay, it's fine. We create one. Okay, let's take this one. Maybe it's even better for learning stuff. We're going to search it in the here. Gold deposit small. Then we press Shift on the top one. Then we copy everything. We create a new group like this. And we call it gold mine 1, and we put it inside. There we go. Yes, good. Oh no, next to the mountains. I like the mines next to the mountains. We want to make sure the properties are right again, so we lock everything to the terrain, and we lock this to the terrain, and this as well. Okay, anyway, so the blueprint is essentially what kind of item this is. Blueprint. We could make this a tree, we could make this a keep, we could make this anything. You have the whole list of what you can do here. For example, we could do Abbasid buildings. We could make this Abbasid mill, I think. Is this? Yeah, there we have a mill. So we could change it to anything, but we want to have a large gold vein. So we change it to gameplay, resources, and we want gold and we want large gold mines. So we are tiny, small gold deposit. I guess this is it. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. This is what we wanted. So we can start copy pasting this stuff. Next is deer. Should be here, I guess. Stone. Stone. Ah, what did we have here? Ah, berry bush. Okay. This seems to be one group of berry bush with this icon. Icon is, you don't need this, but it's gonna be the icon on the minimap for the players. So it's not gonna be visible here, but it makes sense to always take it with you. We do the same thing. We copy and we go up to our resources and we're gonna create a new group. We're getting faster. Berries 1. There we go. Gonna put you in here, and we're gonna give it to the first player that didn't have resources. We're gonna put it a bit closer to the town center, like here, and you see the berries are again. This doesn't matter for berries, I guess. A line lock. Oh, we're gonna do it anyway, I think. If you want to place a mill next to it, it's gonna be better if it's line locked. Terrain, please work. It works. There we go. Copy. Bing, berries 2. Now we want to make 4 of it as well. Paste. Berries 3, berries 4. And we're gonna take them with us. Berries here. Deer. There we go. Again, the icon, the deer pack, copy paste, copy. We make a new group. Deer pack 1. Everything inside. And well, actually, we need a deer pack here. This is fine. We're gonna put it. They're gonna move around a bit, so yeah. Here's good. Here's as good as any spot. Are they locked to? Oh, okay. They are always locked to the terrain. That makes sense. Nice. Thank you, developers. Okay, they are locked. That's why they're already. Yeah, perfect. Whatever. Let's copy. Let's copy them a few times. Let's make like, yeah, a few extra deer packs. I don't know, generally the resources are too low when you create the map like I did. As you realize, there were resources on the map, but it's not really enough. I don't know why. They could just spawn more, but the default is not so much. Not so many resources. Okie dokie. So, are we missing any essential? We wanted to fish, yeah. Let's make some completely new entities. Yeah, let's make some fish. Okay. We are gonna make a whole new group. Okay, and in here we are gonna add a new entity. Entity are the items that we have on the map. I mean, squads are also items. These are units, and these are everything else, essentially. Okay. And this guy is nothing yet because we haven't... Where does it have a position? Yeah, it does have a position. Okay, but it is nothing because we have nothing assigned. And we are gonna make this empty item a fish. That also gives us a red frame warning us that we don't have anything. Let's just search for fish. Deep water fish. We've got a whole bunch of different fish. We've got fishing boats, but what we want is river fish. Okay, there's the fish. Do we want to lock it? Surface. Surface is good, yeah, surface. So it's gonna be on the ground is below the water, and we want to have it on the water surface, right? And now we're gonna copy this a whole lot of times. So finally finished this whole river thing. Let's... Oh, we've got the ocean too. Holy moly! Okay, we've got some more work to do. You don't need groups, by the way, but I prefer it this way, especially for copy pasting things. It doesn't make a lot of sense for the fish because we cannot just copy paste all the fish, as we have to set the positions individually anyway. Lake. Oh, maybe we can do it with the lake fish. Let's call it lake with fish 1. And we add an entity, shorefish and deep water fish letter for the fish in the lake. Shorefish. And we are going to put it on the shore. Like this. For villagers? Yeah, why not for villagers to pick up? Oh, and we're gonna copy paste it a whole lot of times. Next is gonna be different fish. I think this is just gameplay stuff, you know, these fish have 600 food and they don't regenerate, whereas deep water fish, which I am going to do now, have more food and they regenerate, and that's just the way the game designers made the game work. This is deep water fish. Let's put, I don't know, let's put a few of them here. That's looking good. Okay, and now hopefully we can copy paste this whole thing, and then we are gonna put everything in here. Oh, that's crazy, but it actually fits. It actually fits this lake as well. Wow, is this a coincidence? Must be. Yeah, it doesn't really fit at 100%, but it's nice actually. Wow. We're just gonna have to change some of them. Okay, and let's make another row here and this one specifically, and we're gonna put it here. Perfect. Let's move them into our group, because by default they're always not grouped. Okay, and let's think about what we're gonna copy paste here. We're gonna copy paste just like that. Fish are finished. Wow. Nice. Okay, this is gonna be playable already, I reckon.